In this video, we're gonna show you the perfect itinerary for the Amalfi Coast. A top itinerary, folks, for you to discover the most beautiful towns, the nicest beaches, stay in the best places, and have the best experience on the Amalfi Coast. Are you going on a honeymoon for a special occasion or for an unforgettable trip? We've put together what we think is the best itinerary for the Amalfi Coast. So guys, don't forget to give us a like, that's very important. Don't forget to give us that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the largest travel content network in the world, and today we're gonna talk about the perfect itinerary for the Amalfi Coast. Before this video, I did the cheap and practical itinerary for the Amalfi Coast. This is a more focused itinerary for those who want to save money and base themselves in the cheaper places, pay less for hotels so you can see everything. The Amalfi Coast has to offer at a slightly cheaper price and in a more economical way. This video is aimed more at those who want to take a nice perfect trip to the Amalfi Coast, paying a bit more but staying in the best places, the best beaches, the best towns on the coast, which is a sensational place, guys. You're gonna see that everything here is going to be top notch. So let's go to the video. In this video, I'm going to focus on the itinerary, okay? The Amalfi Coast, guys, has lots of important tips. Then be sure to watch our video, all the tips for the Amalfi Coast. There I explain how to get around, how to get to the places, what the tours are like, the season, which is the cheapest, which is the best, the climate, the currency, how you're gonna use it, how to pay money there. Everything is in this video of all the tips for the Amalfi Coast. This one will be more focused on the itinerary, so let's go, guys. People usually fly to the Amalfi Coast from Rome, as most planes in the world arrive directly in Rome or Milan. If you can prioritize Rome, it's good because it's further down, as the Amalfi Coast is in the south of Italy. 2.5 hours by car, maybe 3 hours by train from Rome. So if you take Milan, you're a bit further away. If you get the return flight to Rome, perfect. Arrived in Rome. If you don't know Rome yet, guys, include it. I know you're looking forward to the Amalfi Coast, the beach, but it's a spectacular place. If you can stay 2, 3, I recommend 4 days. It's an incredible place. It's worth it. And then once you've stayed in Rome, if you want to see, we have videos of what to do in Rome, but that's another subject. Let's focus on the coast because there's a lot there. Then you have to go down to the Amalfi Coast. A lot of people like to go straight to the Amalfi Coast because they want to see the beach, they want to see those beautiful landscapes, but a lot of people like history, culture. There's a city that's already part of this region of the campaign, which is the Amalfi Coast region called Naples. Naples, guys, is a city considering staying there for a couple of days. And why? It's a cheap city, so you can get a nice hotel, stay in a better place, eat in good restaurants for a good price. But it's a very cultural city in Italy. It has the best pizza in Italy. It's a very famous place, so it's worth considering. There's a hotel we stayed in that's beautiful inside a palace. It's not expensive. It's a spectacular hotel. I'll leave all the links I'm going to mention down here in the description of the video, in the first comment. I've organized them for you. Then there's the city of Naples, which is nice, and it's halfway there. You will travel for another 2 hours from Rome to Naples, and then you're close to the Amalfi Coast. And what's great about Naples, guys, you have a 30-minute walk to Pompeii. Pompeii is a city that became famous in Italy because it was devastated by a volcano. The whole city was covered in ash, smoke, people were charred. There are still people there today. They keep it in the museum. It's quite something. I found it quite tense, you know, energy-wise, but if you walk around the city that's being restored, excavated, it's very cool. It's a city that is worthwhile. And as it's already in the middle, a lot of people include the Amalfi Coast and Naples in their itinerary and then visit Pompeii too. But I think 2 days is fine, okay, to get to know the region, and then you're already close to the Amalfi Coast. Let's move on to the part that interests us, which are the beaches, the beautiful towns that are on the coast. The closest to Naples is Sorrento. It's one of their largest cities. I'm going to pass it by, okay, guys, and why? It's where I recommend you make your base. In the other video I made about the cheap and practical itinerary for the Amalfi Coast, it's nice to stay there because the hotel is much cheaper than in the other towns on the Amalfi Coast. It's a big city with ferries to all the towns on the coast, so you can get to know everything from there. You can do round trips more cheaply, so that it would be the most practical and cheapest style of travel. Now, for those of you who are looking for a cooler trip to really enjoy these cities on the coast, here we go. The coolest towns we're going to put on the itinerary here are Positano, Amalfi, Ravello, and Capri, guys. These are the main ones. Capri is an island, one of the most famous in the world, so you'll be able to enjoy it all. What's my tip? You go first to Positano. It's the closest to Naples, coming straight from Rome. You can get there by train, you can take the train to Sorrento and a bus to Positano. There are several ways to get around, and there are also ways by car. Many people rent a car from Rome and make the whole journey by car. In Naples and Pompeii, it's easy to get around. Only when you get to these townspeople on the Amalfi Coast, it's a bit difficult to park. So what's my tip? Take a hotel with parking. There's a sensational one, an incredible hotel. I'll leave the link below for you to see. It has parking, it has a sea view. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. If you can stay there, you already be in a good place. When you arrive in town or on the ferry from Positano, they'll pick you up with the transfer. They'll give you all the assistance you need, or you can stop the car if you're driving there. So to get to Positano, these are the easiest and most common ways, right? You can also go to Sorrento by taking a bus from Sorrento or a train, or you can go there by ferry from Sorrento. There's also a ferry from Naples, so there are several ways. The secret of the Amalfi Coast is that you put together a travel plan and then you just have to work out the logistics of getting from one place to the other. Positano was the town we liked best. I think you should stay at least 3 days, at least 2. But the idea will be 3 days. It's a romantic town, you will enjoy it. There are lots of beaches, I'll tell you about them in the video on what to do in Positano. There are beautiful beaches there. This is the main beach, which is the crowded and busy, but there's a beach next door which is beautiful, quieter, with a blue sea. It's a spectacular place, guys. Positano, I really enjoyed it. You can also take a day out of Positano to visit the island of Capri. You will take a boat from the port of Positano. It's very quiet, and you visit the island of Capri. Set aside a whole day for Capri, guys, because it's spectacular. If you really want to, you can sleep in Capri. There are hotels, you can stay there for 2 days. I think 1 day on Capri is fine. If you take the boat trip, I'll give you the website where we always buy these tours, guys. The tour is very nice. I think it's called Capri Boat Tour. If you type in Positano and you open this website, all the tours that leave from Positano will appear, and then it spends the whole day there in Capri. You walk around the island, you go to the Blue Grotto, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. It does all this sightseeing. You can go down, you can enjoy a few free hours there, so you can go to a nice restaurant, get to know the island, and then you return to Positano. And then in these first 3 or 4 days of your trip, you will have visited the 2 places that I think are the most incredible. And then to the side, if you go to the right of the map, you will head towards Amalfi, which is the other iconic town, the Amalfi Coast. But what happens on the way, there's a town called Praiano. Praiano, I think it's very cool because it's a town that nobody talks about. There's a beautiful beach in Praiano to visit, and the hotels are cheap. So actually, there are 2 of the coolest and most iconic beaches on the Amalfi Coast that are close to Praiano. One is the one by the bridge, which has the bridge at the bottom, which is beautiful. It's surreal. So you can stay in Praiano for 2 days to enjoy it, or you can just pass through Praiano and go to Amalfi. Amalfi is the other best known town on the Amalfi Coast. In Amalfi, guys, I think I'm going to say 3 days, but I'll explain why. It's a slightly more touristy town. I thought Positano was the most beautiful in terms of the beach this summer thing, but Amalfi has a very nice cultural aspect. The historic center, the cathedral, the history inside is beautiful. The scenery, it's beautiful. It's a very nice town. You can get to know it very quickly quickly by walking around. The hotels are not expensive as Positano, but they are a little expensive, right? But you can stay there for 2-3 days to enjoy the city. There are beautiful beaches nearby. You can go from Amalfi. So why did I say 3 days? Sometimes even 4 in Amalfi, guys. Why? There is Ravello, which is a beautiful town. You have to include it. So set aside a day for Ravello that you can get from Amalfi. You don't need to stay in Ravello. If you want to stay in Ravello, have a day to spare, you want to stay longer on the coast, okay, stay 2 days in Ravello. The good thing is that it's cheaper than the others. It's easier to park and get around. But if you're not staying that many days, I think you could just do the round trip. There are also tours on this website. They take you there, do the tour of Ravello, then return. I think it's the easiest way, and then you can really enjoy Amalfi, Ravello, and Amalfi is close to Maiori and Minori, which are two very pretty towns, which also have very nice beaches with a bit more sand, because the beaches on the Amalfi Coast are more pebbly, you know, it's not just sand. So these beaches have a bit more sand, a bit more of a paradise beach, extensive without those hills around them. So it's another place to visit that you can get from Amalfi. It's close by, you can get there easily, go in the morning, go back in the afternoon. So Amalfi ends up serving as a base for Ravello, Maiori and Minori, and from there you make your entire itinerary. And guys, if you're going to rent a car, use the car rental comparator. It's an incredible website that compares the price of all rental companies. It's a tool we've used it for years and we've saved a lot with it. Take a look below. I'll leave it here in the description in the first comments. The car rental comparator then finds incredible prices. You see that's much cheaper than the rental companies directly. Travel insurance, which is a must for Europe, don't forget it. It's very cheap. You can get incredible insurance at a very good price too. The website to buy train tickets, ferries, everything we're talking about here to organize your trip. I'm going to describe it to you, organize it with all the links in each place you need to buy them in good places that we like, that we've tried, that we know aren't a problem, and that have the best prices. So take a look, it's all organized. But this, guys, would be the perfect itinerary for the Amalfi Coast. Is it cheap? No, but it's an incredible experience. It's like those hotels you see on Instagram. Look at the people traveling. You're going to have a very cool and very top experience. There you can do it, book a boat trip, you can book the best restaurants, you will have a very nice experience staying in a good hotel like the one I mentioned, which is also in Positano. They help you there, they have the concierge, they'll help you book. Everything is going to be in the description of the video. Book the best restaurants, they help you with everything on the trip. So it turns out to be a very nice. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps us a lot. And don't forget to check out the other videos, which are really good. I'll leave them all here for you to watch. Thank you very much, guys, and have a nice trip.